Beccas Garden and Pantry, and I'm a Dollar Tree haul. We did stop in at Five Below and Walmart recently. So it is, what is it? It is towards the end of April here in 2026. I'd love to know what you guys are seeing out there. Our Dollar Tree personally is having a lot less stock on the shelves. Like every time, I don't get to get out often because of my health issues, but I go about once a month with my husband. And so every time I've been going in there, you know, it's like half empty, literally. Like half of the freezer section is completely empty. The shelves are, you know, about half empty. And so anyway, I chatted with them and said, hey, you know, I don't come in here that often, but I'm just kind of curious. You know, is there an issue getting the shelves stocked, or is it just like a lot more people shopping here? And so the girls there said, yeah, people are just coming in kind of by the droves, shopping at Dollar Tree, which is awesome. But it also shows you that the state of economy has really changed a lot for a lot of people. So they're finding a better value currently at Dollar Tree, even though some of the items are $1.25, $1.50, some things are $3 or $5. So let me know what you're seeing out there. I mean, this is the local Dollar Tree right by us. We're in South Texas. And I did need some things. And I'm a little curious as to, you know, how the Iran war and all this stuff is going to affect things as far as, you know, we're supposed to be seeing upwards of 20% inflation on things. Does that mean the Dollar Tree will start changing their prices? Now, I didn't ask them that because they probably have no idea that would be more of a corporate issue, and they haven't been told anything like that recently. So anyway, I'm just going to show you kind of the things I picked up, you know, and talk about some of the sales and some good buys, some things to add to your prepper pantry. It is going to be hurricane season soon here in this house, so we want to make sure we have some things on hand. They had these adorable little baskets. They had different sizes, some different little, there's just little, you know, trinkety things, change dishes, things in the bathroom or whatever. My husband needs like a little catch-all for some things. So this was $1.25. I've got some nail clippers in here for right now, but they have like garden stuff. I have a pair of these for the back of the garden, but I grabbed, they were really low stock. The garden stuff was near empty, which is awesome to see people gardening, picking up seeds and things like that. But my husband had to go somewhere else to get seeds. But these were $1.25 for the little snippers here. I picked up another little bowl. I have like daily medicines that I'll kind of just like toss somewhere, and I figured I'm just going to toss them in the little basket, and that's what I usually, that works for me. They have a tiny bathroom. Look at this cute basket. They had a bunch of little baskets still, like of the different weaves and things like that. They were all round, so I kind of, but anywho, but these were perfect. This was for our bathroom for some toilet paper. I have a little shelf in there that looks like Willy Wonka. It's half a shelf, a little table, and this was $3 for this big basket. So this was a good buy, and my toilet paper won't fall on the floor anymore. Otherwise, we have to drill into the tile. And if you are into the gardening thing, or just like some nighttime ambiance and things like that, they had these really, they had some flowers, and they had the globes. These were still $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. These are really heavy duty, y'all. This is heavy. It's a really nice heavy weight. It's not some cheap plasticky, I don't know if you can hear it. Anywho, it's like almost like a glass globe. It's gotta be glass, but anywho, like a heavy plastic. It's heavy. So anywho, these were $1.25. They had plenty of them, and if the power goes out, you can bring them inside and put them in a vase. So you have some lighting in the evening and stuff. You just charge them up during the day. They were really low on their non-dairy creamer at the Dollar Tree. And I don't remember if it was the same one or not. I think that one was, I wasn't sure, so I didn't pick any up. I just kind of left them for other people. So anywho, but they were really low on the creamer. They always have really good, some just basic cleaning products. I was able to get bleach for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, so I picked up a couple of bleach bottles. These are fun. These fun toys are just little, you suck up the water and like shoot them at people and stuff. I actually use this for our stock tank pool. I swirl it around, and when any of the debris settles, I just like suck it out of the middle, and that's how I vacuum our stock tank pool, so we stay cool in the summer. And I've been looking for these because mine had broke. It looks like they actually made them a little bit thicker with some padding, so I think the last bit of quality just didn't last as long, so maybe they've kind of improved that. These were $1.75, so the price has gone up on these. I went into Five Below, and they had almost the very similar same thing, and theirs were $3. So $1.75 versus $3. Dollar Tree was still the better buy. I picked up a couple of them because, like I said, they're always hard to find. And sometimes I need more than one for a season because it broke. So, they have dental stuff. I didn't pick up any toothbrushes, I think, today, but I did pick up some more floss picks. If you're into these floss picks, the double one is a better one. It doesn't break like the single ones do. Picked up some shortbread cookies for hubby to go with his coffee. I always pick up some shelf-stable milk. This is always great to have on hurricane season on hand. You don't have to mix it up. It tastes really good. They have oats, almonds, 1%, 2%, and a chocolate. Now this was really low, y'all. So I just grabbed 2. These are really good. If you're like the instant mashed potatoes that are flavored and things like that, these were still $1.25. You've got your Idaho Applewood smoked bacon. They had all kinds of different flavors. I don't think I've tried this one yet, so I just grabbed one. That was $1.25. Like I said, my favorite olives are there in the big cans. They had for quite some time over the past few years had half of a can for $1.25, and they're started to carry the bigger ones for $1.25. So they had a good supply of these. They also carry the Mario's one, but I don't like the flavor of the Mario's. I'm autistic and I like certain foods, and during the 2020 pandemic, I kind of freaked out that my favorite tuna fish wasn't on the shelves. So that was an issue for me, texture-wise and all the things. So I make sure I get my favorite tuna fish and my favorite olives, which are Beccas. I love these, or Bells. They're called Bells. So they had plenty of these. I picked up, I didn't think I had enough on my shelves. I rearranged our pantry a little bit, and I was like, wow, I've been eating a lot of olives. So anywho, I was excited they had those today so I could pick them up and put them on the shelves. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to talk about from the Dollar Tree, and they were really low on them. It was the marinated red bell peppers. There was a nice little garlic clove hunk of chunk in there. These are really good. I like these. You can make these, like if you're getting the canned chickpeas or you have dry chickpeas, you can soak them and then make a hummus, and then you can make like a red bell pepper hummus. Like that's my favorite one from the store. So that's something that I like to use this for. And I also like to use this for tuna noodle casserole. I guess depending on the price of pimento or whatever, this is a good substitute. I'll have to check the price of the pimentos, but I thought the price had gone up. So anyway, I haven't seen these in a while, so I picked up 2 of those. And I've been on the hunt for mushrooms. Mushroom hunting at Dollar Tree. So I know they're not in the tins, which actually sometimes the aluminum can give you an off flavor for some things. But they have these in the jars, the glass jars. They only had a few. This is the Pampa pieces and stems, which is fine. We put them on pizza. We put them in casseroles. I'll put them with eggs. Like, I'll just put them with stir fry. Like, mushrooms are so good and a good filler if you're looking to just get fresh mushrooms and extend your meat. Since beef prices are going up, you can add chopped up mushrooms really fine. No one's going to notice the difference, honestly. You can do lentils, you can add mushrooms and extend your beef out, since the prices of beef keeps going up with our beef situation that we have with the drought. It's really affected our cattle here all throughout, and the farmers. So if you're looking for ways to extend your beef, if you like beef, add some mushrooms and lentils to it. It's a really good filler, and you honestly I can't tell it. I love mushrooms, so it's not a big deal for me. So I picked up a few of those, and I guess that's it from the Dollar Tree. I didn't get a whole lot, but I still spent $70. I got a few baskets, a few garden things, a few things just to add to our pantry. So I'm going to be watching the prices though over, they're saying over the next 3 months or so that we're going to start seeing some shortages and higher inflation with everything that's going on. I'm going to talk a little bit about Walmart and some really good, you want to have some healthy fats on your shelves. So extra virgin olive oil was on sale. This is a good one. I forget what the price was exactly, but it was about $20. So, you don't want to store fats and things like that for too long. We like ghee, olive oil, and coconut oil. And I will probably I make homemade soap too. So maybe 4 of these for a whole year. So I maybe buy like 2 this size every 6 months or so. So it was on sale. I bought 2 because I was out. I like to rotate and keep my oils fresh. They can go rancid and go bad. Coconut oil lasts longer. Ghee lasts really a long time. So if you find butter on sale, you can can up some ghee yourself. Just check out Red Rose Homestead. She has a great video on that. I've done that. So I have that as an emergency backup. Now, if you're thinking of summertime and it's gonna be hot, Grandma always had. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be grandma, right? I'm 50. Grandma always had Jello. Whatever kind of Jello you want to do. I got all kinds of dental issues that I'm having surgeries for, from my health issues with the seizures that came about from some car accidents. So I need me some Jello. However you want to make Jello. Jello's a good thing for you. So we got strawberry, cherry, and strawberry. Anyway, there's a new one called peach. Have you tried peach? Peach is really good too. Hubby liked that one. And then we like pudding. Pudding's a really great snack. Super easy to fix. There's pistachio. Hubby likes the butterscotch. I don't like the cook and serve. I do like the instant, and you can make, like back in the old days, make some Jello pudding pops. I know they don't sell them at the store anymore, but it's like you don't double the milk, but you, like, whatever the milk is, if you add 2 cups, add an extra cup, and then you put it in your little freezer pops, and now you've got some great Jello pops for the freezer. You could add Greek yogurt to it as well, make it really extra, a little bit super healthy and all the things. So those are great summertime snacks. You can do the same thing with the Jello. You can make Jello pops or Jello pudding pops. We did that all the time growing up as kids. We had the Tupperware ones, which I don't have anymore. Again, dental issues and stuff like that. I'm going to be having my 4th surgery here, and I got to eat a lot of soft foods and things like that. So these are actually shelf stable. I think I was just looking it up one time, shelf stable foods on Walmart. And if you are just feeling under the weather, sick or whatever, these are supposed to be shelf stable for 3 years. They're sealed, but they're not like a can. It's a plastic with a heavy duty plastic, hermetically sealed. And I checked it out. I mean, we don't have a ton of these on our shelves, but they are really easy to heat up in a microwave, or if the power goes out from a hurricane or something like that, you could heat them up in a little pan really, really quick, and you're not using a lot of energy. They have all different kinds. This was the meatloaf one. Meatloaf and gravy mashed potatoes. They have a turkey and dressing. They've got beef stew, which actually I think tastes better than Dinty Moore. Try them out, whichever you like better. Just put some back on your shelves and have some on your pantry for, for power outages, or if you're just feeling under the weather and don't feel like cooking. I don't do a lot of freezer meals just because we're always concerned about the power going out here in Texas with the way the grid is. So I try not to keep my freezer too stocked of things. I don't want to lose a bunch of money on things like that. So we tend to eat fresh, and I find a sale on meat or anything like that, and I put it in the freezer, but I try to eat from that first. They had toasted sesame on sale. I make a lot of fried rice. Really good. Just add a little bit of toasted sesame oil. This fried rice is super easy and cheap to make, y'all. You can go get a 20-pound bag of rice, stick it in the freezer for a few days, let it thaw out, and then stick it in some Mylar with some oxygen absorbers. You've got rice for like 20 plus years. And fried rice is awesome. Add some eggs to it, add some veggies, a little bit of meat, and I use coconut aminos. I buy ours in bulk on Amazon. I buy a gallon at a time, and about a gallon lasts us a whole year, so I just need one versus buying a bunch of little bottles. But yeah, I was out of twisted sesame oil, and I really like the flavor of that in my Asian dishes, or like a faux soup or something like that, because I do like to make that when I've had some dental stuff happening. I picked up just a few, what was that? I picked up 2 of these, but chicken pot pie soup was on sale. They had Pitmaster Smokehouse, grilled chicken and potato with roasted vegetables. They had, what else? I just picked up a few soups. I have some other soups that I like that are like a seafood soup. I always try to keep some drink mixes on hand. And, oh yeah, I restocked because I'm having so many dental issues. And usually we have gluten-free plain oatmeal that I buy in bulk. I freeze for several days, let it thaw out. I put it in Mylar with oxygen absorbers. But instead of just having plain oatmeal, I kind of really liked and was craving the apple cinnamon one. And yes, I could put apples and all the things. But honestly, when you feel just loose from having surgery and all the things, sometimes it's nice just to have something to just rip open and cook up really, really quick. So I stocked this full, and sometimes hubby just wants something too. This is actually a really good snack for us. Sometimes if we're just hungry and want a snack, instead of making cookies and all the things and heating up the house, we'll just have a little bowl of oatmeal. So that's actually a really good snack. I think that was everything. I did forget one thing. If you're in the Dollar Tree, they have lots of first aid stuff. If you've got bug bites, it is that time of the year in the season of all the mosquitoes and all the things starting to want to bite you. I use Skin So Soft as my bug spray. That works really good, but every now and then something will get me, and so they've got some anti-itch relief cream. This was still $1.25. I'm sure I have one here, but I picked up an extra just in case, because when you're itchy from a bug bite, you do not want to be looking for the one tube that you're like, I know it's here somewhere. But anywho, so I'm going to work on, I'm actually redoing our bathroom, so that's why I don't know where it is. I'm moving things around. So I grabbed one, and then from Five Below, I've never been in there. It was a really fun store to go check out. My husband said it's more for like tweens and little girls and whatever and all the things. And honestly, yeah, I can see that. It had PJs, they had towels, flip-flops, games, crafts, a little bit of like beachwear clothing. They had lots of little toys. They had some boy stuff in there, but ours did not have a lot of like boy stuff. There was some dinosaurs, some trucks and things like that, but the majority of the stuff was geared more towards little girls and teenagers and things. They had some yoga stuff. They did have like the AirPods and things like that. They had pet toys, pet beds, a little bit of home decor, like rechargeable lamps and things. They had lots of makeup, and like you could do like a beauty night or a beauty weekend with your daughter or teenagers, or like a birthday party would be really fun. You could get some really good stuff for good. It looked like some of it was good prices. Some of it was like up to $15, which I was like, it's $5 and below, but okay, it's the Dollar Tree. So nothing's $1, nothing's $5. This actually was $5 plus the tax. I'm gonna need some shoulder surgery, and I was looking for my therapy ball. This is just a mini soccer ball. It's a #1, and this is what they had me using to help exercise my rotators and all the things. So I don't know, I must have lost it. Don't know what happened to it. So anyway, I picked that up today for $5. Maybe, I don't know if it would be cheaper at Walmart. I just happened to be in there checking it out just for fun, because I've never been in there. So I picked it up so I can start doing some more exercises for my shoulders, because I'm going to be getting surgery on that as well. This is the year of the surgeries. So we started it around Christmas time with 3 dental surgeries. Between then and now, another dental surgery. I'll need 2 shoulder surgeries, and I have to also go see about getting my neck checked out by my surgeon. I might need another disc replacement surgery. So this is the year of, I'm just going to make sure our pantry is stocked with all the things that are coming up as far as inflation. I don't know what kind of shortages we're going to see. Like I said, if you have an autistic child or you're on the spectrum, or autistic yourself, you know you have texture issues. You know you have smell issues. You know that you have favorite foods that you love to eat. And I just recommend putting them on the shelf, because that actually caused me a lot of anxiety over the past few years of not being able to just go in and weekly get what I needed or wanted of my favorite foods and things like that. I have a lot of anxiety around food shopping, more so now than ever because of the 2020 issues. I was trying to be a little bit more of a minimalist then, and I realized I need to get back to my country roots when all that happened and have a stocked pantry, which then turned into my prepper pantry for more of a hurricane preparedness and things like that. We don't have go bags, but we have go boxes, and they are filled with favorite food items and things like that that we would need in case of a power outage for a hurricane, or if a hurricane came that was like going to be stronger than a hurricane 3 to a 4, we would evacuate and leave town with some of our favorite foods, either head to a friend's home or a campground, national campground. So we'll see how that goes this season. We are in an El Nino season, so we are going to be seeing a lot more rain, but not necessarily, they say, a lot of hurricanes. But if you're looking around at the weather that's happening, we've got tornadoes touching down in Oklahoma and Enid, and the fires in Florida and Georgia. There's so many natural weather events happening these days that it is a really good idea to be a little bit more prepared with our pantry, our go situation, having our list of medicines, our doctors, our friends, contacts, things like that, having insurance papers, your documents, all those things is a really good thing to have ready to go at any time in case of anything. And I'm going to say the two things people seem to forget the most in preparedness, and everyone talks about stocking your pantry, which is great. But I'm noticing the things that people are missing the most is fire extinguishers. You need to put a fire out immediately, even if you have a fire station right down the street. Fires, there's always burn bans here because of the drought and how dry it is, so we haven't been able to cook outside as much. We've also switched to having a little butane camp stove cooker just in case, because if we can't have a fire in our grill pit and things like that because the drought and the wind is so bad, we need other ways to be able to cook if the power is out. We have a low pressure Carolina cooker where we can hook up propane. We also have the camp stove that we can hook up propane to. But the little butane one is really nice. It's super quick to heat up some boiling water, make some coffee. So I recommend people, look for deals, look for sales, check out your camping section. If you're, you don't have to be prepping your pantry with freeze-dried food that cost a fortune. These are like $2 and change, around, they're under $2.50 here anyway. You can get a bunch of these. Those freeze-dried meals are like $10 a bag or more, and it's 1 to 2 meals that you're splitting with somebody. You can put a lot more food on your pantry. That's like canned food, canned veggies, canned all the things that are canned. And it does seem like things are getting a little more expensive already. It's creeping up, but it's not hitting you hard yet. Like, I just did an order for Walmart, and some of the things are shipping. And so, we spent, I don't know, about $166. And I kept looking at it going, it's just the two of us. But I was still like, $166? What am I getting? So the other thing I think I forgot to mention was it's going to be summertime. We're going to be hitting triple digits here in South Texas. And Liquid IV, now they do have sugar-free versions. Whether you're sensitive to the sweeteners that they have, that's up to you. You try them out. But Liquid IV works really good for me. I have a couple of health conditions that I really require this as an emergency so that I can stay out of the hospital, because I'm easily dehydrated. I'm drinking all day long. I've got a kidney disorder that's rare that happened from some car accidents. And then the other thing is a genetic disorder where I get periodically paralyzed because I have low potassium. It's called hypokalemic periodic paralysis. So I need the salts, and sometimes I need that sugar boost, even though we try not to have a lot of sugar in our diet. unless it's more of a natural sugar like the cane sugar or pure maple syrup. But over the summer, this really helps me out about one a day, like half of one of these fills a water bottle, and I try to keep it chilled in the fridge at all times. And this really helps me out with my medicines and things like that to try to just keep me hydrated and out of the hospital. So I'll talk more about a little bit about that and how to stay cool over the summer. But this was just really like a little bit of a haul, a little bit of a prepper, stocking my pantry up a little bit. I'm preparing for another surgery. I want to make sure there's some soft foods that I can eat. I normally don't have a whole lot of ramen, but I sometimes just want ramen soup when you can't eat much. And it's I do make bone broths and things like that, but again, it's like it's gonna be hot in summertime. I don't know if I want to be drinking hot home. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Well, hopefully this will be the last dental surgery. So anywho, that's my spiel for today. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you're making your list. I hope you're organizing your home. Oh, the other thing I forgot besides the fire extinguisher, good shelving. If you're gonna be prepping your pantry, we're gonna put all this stuff. You can't just bring it home and be like, it's here, there, everywhere. I know everyone has different systems that they are working out. Again, think about if you're older or going to be older or have health issues with lifting things. Like I can't lift a whole lot right now, and probably going forward I won't be able to lift big old heavy totes. And I know people do that. They have shelves with big totes. I don't want to be opening a huge tote. In fact, we switched to instead of the 1 size gallon Mylar bags, now people will put them in 5-gallon buckets. People will buy the bigger Mylar bags. They have bigger families, all the things, and that works for them. That's great. But for us that have, you know, a smaller household or health issues or weight kind of restrictions as far as lifting things, you might want to look into the quart size Mylar bags. It ends up being a little bit bigger than the size of this potato packet. And honestly, they're a lot easier to store on the shelves, almost like a grocery store, and stacking them in a bin or I have some totes, and I actually lay mine this way, so I've got totes, smaller totes, and I put them in that way. So we've been downsizing and changing our pantry to fit our needs, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. But yeah, so get the smaller ones if that works out better for you, because then it feels like you're just opening a small fresh packet of something, and you don't also feel like you have to eat it all up or feel like you're going to be wasting because it'll be sitting around open for quite some time. So that's another thing to think about, is just downsizing the pantry to fit your needs if you're not a big family and going through 50 pounds of this. And you know, you can still buy the 50 pounds and then divide it up into the smaller packets, and then that way you're storing it in more appropriate sizing for your needs, using it on a monthly basis like a grocery store. Like you would go shopping, you would just shop your pantry that way. So yeah, those are some of my tips for what's going on in the world. I hope you guys are doing good. Let me know what you're seeing in your grocery stores. Like I said, I don't get out often, so let me know if you're already starting to see some shortages. Are you seeing the prices creep up on things already? What's going on in your area? What is the price of gas in your area? I think ours, last time we filled up that I know of, it was $3.69 for gas and $5.14 for diesel, and that's South Texas. It might be a little bit higher than last time I went with hubby. I forgot to check today when we were out. We went to go get ice, so I forgot to look at gas prices as we were driving around. I got distracted. So anywho, I love you guys. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me at Beccas Garden Pantry and Wasteland Prepping, because I live in a drought. I live somewhere where it's super, super dry, and they're trying to figure out our water crisis. And I know that's happening in a lot of places. So we need to start thinking ahead about how to prepare and take care of our needs, because people aren't just going to step in and fix it all overnight. All right, much love to you guys. See you next time. Hit like, share, subscribe, and comment below.